welcome to the Week 18 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of Independence Day weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We begin in Seattle, where the big play of the game was the red card to DC's Fabiana Spindola in the 27th minute. I think it's a good call. When I watch the replay, it looks to me like he's aiming for the head and momentarily ignores the ball to get the shot in. Referee Silvia Petrescu, who's not known for handing out cards, sends a Spindola off. And I thought Petrescu could have shown a second red card to a DC player. Connor Doyle was already on a yellow when he undercut Seattle's Chad Marshall here in the 65th minute. A second yellow would have left DC with 9 men. I thought it was warranted. To Rio Tinto Stadium, where a red card marked the match between Real Salt Lake and Orlando. This one was shown to Brazilian superstar Kaka, who gets the first straight red card of his career when he charges Javier Morales, then dishes a gratuitous stomp between Morales' legs. To me, that was one Kaka could have easily avoided. Good red card from referee Soren Stoica, who initially looked like he was set to pull out the yellow, but thought better of it. Major debate in Houston where we had a goal line incident. Was this shot by Chicago's Razvan Kochis in or out? We don't have the ideal angle here, but from this look, it would seem that the ball is touching the line. And remember that the entirety of the ball needs to cross the line. It didn't look like it here. The match would finish 1-1, but the Dynamo have a gripe in this one. In the 87th minute, Houston big man David Horst is brought down in the box on this corner kick. That's a bear hug by Chicago's Chris Ritter, but referee Fotis Balzakos doesn't call it. Now, this happens to Horst way too often in the penalty area, and he rarely gets the benefit of the doubt. I get he's 6'4", over 200 pounds, but when you're fouled, you're fouled. That was a penalty to me. Let's look at a penalty that was called. It came in the 76th minute at Stade Saputo for this handball by NYCFC's Thomas McNamara. His arm is extended there, and he makes contact with the ball, so that's a good call in my book from referee Jorge Gonzalez. And Montreal's Ignacio Piatti says, thank you very much. The Whitecaps were shouting handball in Colorado in the 68th minute, but their claims were waved off by referee Ismael Elfak, and with good reason. First, Colorado defender Jared Watts has his arm tucked in. Second, the ball takes a late deflection and Watts has no time to react. It's ball to hand. The Whitecaps also wanted a handball called in the 2nd minute, just before the Rapids scored their early opener, and I think Caps head coach Carl Robertson has a case. That looked like a handball along the touchline there from Luis Solignac, who wound up having the cross for the opening goal. Thanks to 86 Forever for the shout on that one. But Vancouver may have gotten a favorable call of their own on this tackle by Mauro Rosales at midfield. We don't get a replay, but from a distance that looked like it may have endangered the safety. We'll give the benefit of the doubt to the ref, who was right there and decided not to pull out any card. But back to the penalty kick debates, and Lee Williams asked us to take another look at a potential penalty on Fabian Castillo in the 29th minute of the Dallas-New England game. More like a potential yellow card to me for simulation. I can't see there's any contact there. Castillo went down on his own. No card shown, however, by referee Baldomero Toledo. I think there was a case of embellishment by LA's Sebastian Leggett on the penalty kick that allowed the Galaxy to open the scoring against Toronto inside the first 10 minutes. Yes, TFC defender Warren Corval does make contact with Leggett's arm, but I don't think it affects the player's run or his balance, and Leggett just goes down way too easy for me. Many will compare it to last week's case of Andrew Farrell, who made similar contact with the arm of Vancouver's Christian Teixeira, except that contact spun the player around and threw him off balance. I can't say the same for what Corval did, but referee Chris Penso awards the PK, and reigning MVP Robbie Keane converts. New York Red Bulls head coach Jesse Marsch really wanted a penalty kick called in the 64th minute of his game in Columbus. He felt this was a handball by Crew SC's Waylon Francis in the box, but for me that was a case of ball to hand. Francis' arm is in its natural motion, and he has no time to react to the ball given the distance. It's the force of the shot that extends Francis' arm even further out from his body, which makes it look worse in real time. But that was a good no call from referee Juan Guzman. I thought Marsh had a stronger case for a Francis handball in the 90th minute. You see the cross comes in, and Francis deflects the ball with his arm, which is extended way out. You can tell from the spin of the ball. That was a penalty to me, but Guzman does not give it, and shortly after, Marsh is ejected from the game for protest. Red Bulls midfielder Felipe Martins probably wanted to see Federico Higuain heading to the showers for this hand to the face in the 17th minute, but I think we can all agree Felipe probably shouldn't have walked right into Higuain's arm, which bounces straight back and sends Felipe sprawling to the ground. Let's watch it again, and again, and again. I'll never get enough of that clip. And we end with Portland San Jose, which triggered multiple tweets with the hashtag instant replay. We start with this vicious Jordan Stewart forearm slash elbow highlighted by Kelly Garrett. It happens just before halftime, right in front of the assistant, and it's Dairon Asprilla on the wrong end of it. No foul called by referee Ricardo Salazar, but I think that was worth a straight red for violent conduct. Another Quakes elbow in the 75th minute. This one by forward Mark Sherrod, and he did see a yellow from the ref for this shot, which leaves Norberto Paparato bloodied. Forget yellow. I think that was worth a red too for endangering the safety. We're not done. We've got 2 handballs in the box to look at from this game, and I think both should have led to penalties. To me, Portland's Alvis Powell uses the upper part of his arm to control the ball in the 24th minute, and Quakes midfielder Jean-Baptiste Pierazzi's poor control is no excuse for this handball in the 44th minute. No call from the ref on either one. I also thought San Jose's Tommy Thompson earned the penalty in the 83rd minute, with the score still tied 0-0. Timbers defender Liam Ridgewell gives him a knee into the backside, which sends him flying. There were also 2 big offside calls in this one, both which canceled out Portland goals. In the 40th minute, the whistle and flag on Diego Valeri came very, very late, but the officiating crew got it right. Fernando Adi does get his head to the ball, and Valeri's offside when he does. Then in the 87th minute, Gaston Fernandez thought he had the game winner, but he's correctly flagged by assistant Matthew Nelson, as we see from the replay here. The Timbers did eventually score a winner, and it came in stoppage time. But as Austin Gunn points out, there was a flop which led to the set piece. Yes, Quakes defender Victor Bernardes does put a hand on the chest of Gaston Fernandez, but that dive is pure embellishment to me. No matter, the referee grants the foul, and the Timbers have another 3 points in the bag. Let us know what you think of these plays in the comment section below. That's all we have for now. For our editor Will Walsh, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!